Hello all my Floss Tube friends, it's Carolyn, your Stash sister, coming to you with our summertime edition of Stash Sisters. Somebody asked me in questions, and I've heard different floss tubers say, they'll say, oh, there's this girl, she's a Stash sister, but there's only one of her. There's not two. Like I kicked somebody off the bench. No, I didn't. Here's why it's called Stash Sisters, but there's only one of me. I was raised the only daughter, and I have 3 brothers. And then I was an only mom, and I had 4 sons. So I didn't have a lot of that whole sisterly thing going on my whole life. So as a result, I feel like I have collected sisters in the world. You know, women have just been great friends and a huge support for me, and I feel like I don't have a few siblings. I have sisters everywhere, and that you are all my sisters. And in this sisterhood, this Stitcherhood, we have a Stitcherhood here, and that's why I called my channel Stash Sisters, because in stitching and collecting stash, we're all part of this great family of crafters. So we are part of the Stash Sisters Stitcherhood. That's what we are. But that's where I got my name from. Somebody was, I've heard that several times. People say that. I should probably explain that. So, and then I have some questions. Becky asked, do I stitch with a hoop or in frame or whatever? I don't stitch in a frame. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that successfully. So, but this is my hoop of choice. It's plastic and metal. It's really not a big deal, but I love it the most. And the reason why I love it the most is when I stitch in hand, sometimes, you know, you get that cramp right here from holding onto the fabric, especially when you're stitching on really little linen. Maybe I just really clutch the linen. So if I'm working on small fabric and not working on hand, I use this little hoop. And the reason why I like it is because it's super easy to get your fabric in and out. And I just pop your fabric in. See? Just like that. Really fast. And I stitch with it so that I can hold this. So the fabric is like down in the ditch. That way when it's time, especially on small count linen, when it's time to run your thread under and be done, it's high. It's up here, and you can get to it and run your needle under. And then it enables me to hold it like this. I can hold it like this, and I don't get a cramp. So and then this, it flops around, and it gets in the way. So what I've learned that works for me is this is so I just stick a magnet on it, and that way you can put your needle there, and it hangs onto the metal, and there you go, you stitch. And since I stitch on, most of the time I'm stitching on pretty small linen, I don't go very fast. So this will get me through a night. This little spot right here will get me through where I need to be, and then I pop it out, never leave it in the hoop overnight, and ta-da, that's how we do. So that's how I stitch. I stitch in hand if it's 36 count, or if I'm not having a hard time seeing it, I can stitch in hand, but if I'm struggling, stick that in the hoop. Love it. The one piece I'm stitching on is Miss Manners by Gigi. Somebody asked who the designer was for that, and she's in my board. So look at that, she's in my board. And I have been working on her because my goal, the next time I visit with you, I want to have her border all the way done. So I turned the corner. So I got the corner turned, and I'm almost ready to turn the corner here. So here's my grand plan, because I'm not sure that I'm hopeful I'm gonna match, and I don't want to pick anything out. So I'm gonna turn the corner here. I turn the corner here. I'm gonna stitch. I'm gonna meet in the middle, and if I need to make a compensating stitch on one side or the other, that's where I'll make it, because I'm not picking anything out. Isn't she cute? And I am stitching her with the conversion from Attic Needlework. Conversion. I love her. I love her a lot. So that's what I'm working on right now. And this might take me a little while, so we're gonna have little progress updates. Each time I make a video, we're gonna have a progress update on Miss Manners because I'm really, really enjoying her. Last time I filmed in my front room and I had that sampler behind, and they wanted to know about this piece. This piece is Sheep Virtues by Little House Needlework. I stitched it many years ago. I don't remember what I stitched it on, but I'm sure you can probably find something really beautiful to put it on. I did all 12 all together. I thought it was gonna be like easy, like, oh, they're small, they're easy. There's one a month released. I'll get them to do one a month. I'll just bang those out and stitch it in a year. No, that did not happen. But I tried to be diligent, and it took me 18 months instead of a year because I got super fed up. I stitched it in the called for cotton threads, but not the DMC. So I tweaked it, and I can't remember what changes I made. Not very many, but I stitched mostly with the called for threads, and that cotton thread. Those of you who stitch a lot with DMC and with cotton threads, how do you keep it from not knotting? When you're stitching with princess thread, it does not. It just slides through the linen. This made me crazy. I was so frustrated because every time I stitched, I got a knot somewhere. A big knot, little knot. It would get all weird on the back. You know when you're stitching along and you flip it over and you got this big loop and this big tangly mess? Like, so I tried small threads. Girls, I'm sorry. I can't stitch big projects in cotton thread. The princess must have silk. But anyway, by the time I got done with this, I was calling it those darn sheep. Only I didn't say darn. But now that it's framed and it's on my wall, I think it's really cute and lovely, and I love it. But I struggle with cotton thread. I just think it knots. So those of you who that's only you don't stitch with cotton and you love DMC and you love the overdyed cottons, please share with me how you get it to not be a knotted mess all the time, because Princess must have her silk. That's all I'm saying about that. Anyway, I have some finishes, like fully all the way done, finished, and in my little thing behind me, but I'm sharing with you. Dun, da, da, da. So I was inspired by Priscilla and Chelsea and their finishing techniques and how they just take the ordinary and make it extraordinary. And I really wanted to do one of my own. So I stitched this Land That I Love, part of the stitch along. And after that big whine about cotton thread, I did use cotton thread. I didn't use what it was called for. Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's small. I got it done quickly. So this is, I changed the colors up a little bit. I'll share that with you in a minute. Anyway, I finished it. This was a, you know how like when you go to the store and it has a saying on it, like love lives here or something like that. But I thought, oh, that looks like the right size. So I covered it with fabric, and then I just put some trim, it's like a plaid, and then I had a little piece of lace in the drawer at home and one of my cute buttons from Nancy at 5 Times Blessed. And I got it done, and I'm really happy with it. I'm just, it's really cute. So, Yay. So I don't usually finish my own stuff. I can't. I just, ugh. And then I also got finished this cute little thing. I got this little board on Etsy. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the shop. And I mounted, double mount. This is a piece of lace that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I just wrapped it around and I did a mounting with a check, kind of a homespun check. And then this is Oh Spacious Skies from Heartstring Samplery. 52 count linen, so I used Tudor silks. Now you want a silk that's gonna sing through the linen. This Tudor silk. It's fabulous, but it's very fine, and it won't work on 36 count or 40 count, maybe 46 if you like it to be a little primitive, airy looking, but anything over 46, your 50s, 52s, 53s, 75, 80, we're getting there. Shirt linen, but this is a piece of Tudor silk, and this is, let me put it, this is on half, it's fine, almost like sewing thread, and it when you pull that through, it just sings through the linen. It really does. I know I sound like a broken record, but if you haven't tried a piece of silk through your linen, just try it. Try it, girls. It'll change your life. So, tell them that the princess sent you. The princess said, use silk. All right, those are my finishes. Now, I want to share with you, I got a Mother's Day gift. I forgot about this. So my son, Jensen, who's in New York, he has a wonderful friend named Ryan who's a cross stitcher, and he cross stitches in Ada, and he does his own like geometric designs, and he's just an artist, and he does this. So for Mother's Day, this came in the mail, and Jensen didn't even know it was coming, but his friend said he contacted their other friends, and he's like, what's your mom's address? And look how cool this is. Wait. He didn't have a chart. Here, look at it from far away. It looks like a picture. So Ryan, if you ever see my floss tube videos, thank you. This was such a thoughtful gift because he took a picture and he made it into a cross stitch. So it's kind of a treasure. I love it. I just love it. Alrighty then. I had another finish. These are those cute little kits by Chessie and Me. She kits them with silk. They're like 23 bucks. Really affordable. This is how, if you've never used silk before, I know I've said this before, this is a great way to start because you get all that you need. And you get a little design. And I'm a real thread miser, so I always have enough to stitch what I want. I think I was really close to running out of the white, but I thread misered my way through it, and I had enough. And this little part over here is over 1. Now on 40 count, I did change out the linen to 40 count. On 40 count, you cannot stitch over 1 in a whole stitch, especially when you're filling in like this urn, it's all filled in. You can't do a whole stitch, so just do a half stitch, and it goes pretty quick. This one is called Whale Watch. I don't remember how I'm gonna finish it, but it was really fun to stitch. Really fast, and it just went together really fast, and everything came in the kit. And then I have been making progress on Savior's Praise. I'm loving this. I love this. I don't stitch on it for a long time because I'm working on other things, and then I get this out and I start working on it, and I think, I love this. And this is one of those samplers. I have seen this sampler done probably on 4 or 5 different colors of linen. There is no wrong color of linen to put this sampler on because the colors just are beautiful. I've seen it done on, so I'm doing it on like a gray color. Somebody else is doing it on this hair and gray color. Someone is doing it on that, beautiful. Natalie from the shop, she's doing hers on corn tassel. It's a legacy linen. It's kind of just a really beautiful neutral golden color, gorgeous color. Hers looks wonderful. I think she had to brighten up the white a little bit so that, you know, it didn't get lost, but other than that, the colors are fabulous on it. I've seen it done on Vintage Exemplar, so really. And of course, I'm using the silk conversion. It's worth it. It's worth every penny. Well, you know I say that all the time. But it's just, oh, so soft. And it's, anyway. I feel like that's all I say. Stitch myself, stitch myself. Beat you over the head. Stitch myself. Anyway, that's what I've been working on. So I'm having a dilemma. I need your help. I started this little piece right here by La Di Da, right here. And I like the color, I like that it's light, but I don't like the linen. So not only am I a thread snob princess, but I'm a linen princess. This was in my stash, and it was called Malo. I don't even remember where I got it. Maybe it was free or something. I don't think I would have ever. It is scratchy. I got this much done, and I said, I need some princess linen. So is there princess linen? I think there is. So here's what I've come up with. I've dug through my stash, and I found a piece. This is a piece of Picture This Plus Ren, and this is a piece of fabric flare. The color is stone. It's mostly creamy white. Here's my colors. I switched them over. So I can't decide. Do I put them on the white, or do I put them on the red? It's got some pinks in there, some pinks and red. A white? Oh! Or the red? I know. Put in the comments down below, put, this is option A, is the fabric flare linen. Option B is the Picture This Plus linen. Here, let's do this so I don't cover my face. There we go. Option A. Option B. Because I can't stitch on this anymore. It's scratchy, like a Brillo pad. I guess the princess must have not scratchy linen. It's like that. It's like that story, Princess and the Pea. You know, she had the pea in her bed and she couldn't sleep. That's me. I got scratchy linen, scratchy thread. I can't do it. I can't stitch. It has to be soft and beautiful. What's wrong with me? Anyway, we don't really have travel plans this summer. It's been warm, but not unbearable. So, because I have no light, did you know I have our youngest son, Garrett, is traveling in a cruise. They're doing a Baltic cruise, which starts in Copenhagen, goes to Russia, Estonia, Sweden, Finland. Did you know that you can stock the cruise ship online? Yes, you can. And I'm stocking his cruise ship. Cool, huh? That's at the deck cam. It is currently like 1 in the morning. It is 1:23 in the morning. And that's as dark as it's gonna get overnight because they're pretty high up in the, you know, closer to the North Pole. And then, in addition to being able to watch their ship, you can stalk them on the map. Yes, you can. Can you see that? Here we go. What kind of mother stalks her married kids on their vacation? Me. That's who. Anyway, it's been really fun to watch them and then watch their social media. And they don't post very often because I don't think that they have Wi-Fi, but they're traveling with my daughter-in-law's parents and her sister, and they're having a great trip. So I'm living vicariously through my kids because that's what parents do, right? Or just me, just weird ones. So anyway, when my boys were younger, I used to stalk them on their phone. When they were teenagers, and you would say, I need you to be home by midnight, and they wouldn't come home, so you would just find them on their phone, and I would always tell them, look, I'm paying the phone bill, I'm going to stalk you. And if you turn off your stalker, like the Find My Friends, then that's it. You don't get your phone. So if you want a phone, you want me to pay the bill, because they were teenagers, I said, then I got to be able to find you no matter where you are. And they were usually okay with it. They were fine. The older boys, they didn't have to live through that because we didn't have cell phones when they were teenagers. And their goal, their only thing was that they had to be home by midnight. And they would get home like 12:15, 12:30, and they'd always have a story, and somebody forgot this and somebody forgot that. And I got tired of listening to their stories, and I was tired and crabby, and I didn't want to be crabby at midnight. I wanted to be in bed, so although I usually wait up for them anyway. So here's what we did. It was $1 a minute. It was $1 a minute. You're late, just pay me $1. And they worked, and they had their own money, so they did pay me $1. And it cost the first son about $45, $50, and then he figured out he could get himself home on time. And then it cost the second one the same, probably about $45, and then they figured out they could get home on time because they got tired of paying money. So our master bedroom was on the front of the house, and we used to lay in bed and we'd listen to that truck. They drove a big old red truck, and that truck would come around the corner on 2 wheels, full steam ahead all the way to the house. And I'd lay in bed and just giggle because, and then I said to my husband one night, I don't know if this is such a great idea, because what if they're like screaming to get home by midnight and they get a ticket, and the police officer's like, why are you speeding? He's like, because my parents are going to charge me $1 if I'm late, $1 a minute. But you know what? It worked. They turned out fine. And we made a little bit. I would say one time Jeremy said, the oldest, he's like, that's not fair. That's not fair. I looked at him and I said, yeah, but I need gas and you owe me money, so I want it on my dresser. And I just walked in a few hours later and there was $20 on my dresser. Anyway, that's how you do with boys. But have a great summer, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing this little journey with me, being part of our Stitcherhood. I think it's wonderful. And I wanted to tell you, I really enjoy when I'm working and people will call in and they'll recognize my voice or whatever, and they're so kind. Oh, thank you. That just kind of makes my day. There was one day it was kind of a rough day. It was, you just have bad days sometimes. And somebody called, and halfway through the conversation they said, oh, you're a Stash sister. I said, yes, I am. You are on the internet. Yeah, I guess so. And she was so kind, and I wish I could remember who said it. She was just so kind and so nice, and it's just what I needed to kind of get me out of my funk and to feel better, which just brings to mind that being positive and being kind. It doesn't cost anything, and you never know who's having a rough day, and your kind words might just be what they need to hear. And your kind comments and your kind words to me when we talk on the phone, they mean so much, and they make my day. And so pass it along. Pass along the kindness and pass along the love. Have a great week, ladies. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.